What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another very special episode of the 9x9. It is the end of day 3 here for the Ottawa VNL, week 1 of the Volleyball Nations League. My name is Everett Delorbe. This is Rob St. Clair. Rob, how's your voice?
It's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've done. I feel like you've done a lot of talking in the past few days.
I've done a lot of talking in the past few days. Calling 2 games today, doing a show in the middle with you. We're pumping out a lot of stuff, but I'm in it for the long haul. And so right now we are recording for YouTube, which will be uploaded to the Volleyball Source YouTube channel later tonight. We are also live on my Instagram right now on my phone. Hi,
What's
Instagram.
up, America?
Hey.
Wait, 2 seconds. Before we get started, I'm going to a quick wardrobe change because apparently that's a topic of conversation now in the friggin' Discord. So
come on. Ooh, Everett in color. This is I don't know.
I don't understand where this come from because I feel like I'm always the one wearing color on the show
Give
normally.
the people what they want.
Yeah. Okay. So this is it's like a mint green, blue. You guys let me know what you think about it.
And this is spicy volleyball merch available on thatvolleyball.store.
Exactly. You make sure to go check that out, pick it up. I'm gonna be wearing spicy volleyball merch for the rest of it. I only have so much. I had to.
Right.
The last 3 days are the big days.
Oh yeah,
right.
Now, but before we get there,
this
entire Volleyball Nations League, since we did the show earlier today, has changed.
Absolutely,
the entire thing has changed.
100%.
So this morning, in case you missed the show, Argentina pretty cleanly beat Germany 3-1.
Yep.
And we did the show live on the Volleyball Stars YouTube after that.
So we're not gonna talk about that game.
We
already have to go back.
Already
and watch.
talked about that one.
Give us a like there too.
Since that time, Serbia put up a pretty good fight against France.
Like I said they would.
Like you said they would. But
yeah.
we both picked France 3-1. That's exactly what we got.
Mm-hmm.
And then just now a big one. A young Italian squad beating Poland. And, I mean, both kind of A2 teams, you could argue.
There we go.
3-1 Italy to give Poland their first loss.
Italy was lights out compared to 180 degrees compared to what they were last night.
Total 180.
And it all centered around Mattia Bottolo.
Yes.
Last night going 3 for 19, tonight going 13 for 19, finishing the game with a massive ace. Also got a huge one-on-one block, which I also got a good clip of that.
That was sick.
So I got some good clips you guys watch out on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts of those ones. But just an all-around much better team game from Italy. They were
13 for 19, 4 errors only, plus 3 aces and a stuff block.
Like he only
Mattia
had
Bottolo.
2 continues.
Right.
So
terminal.
He was terminal, and mostly for his side. So that was a huge. They were way more dominant from the baseline. They were putting in pressure, and you could tell that Italy was dialed in at this one. You could tell that they wanted this one, and this one meant a lot because going down 0-2. I know they're already qualified for the playoffs,
right?
But it's still a huge thing to go down 0-2 in the VNL like this.
Totally, and they brought Simone Giannelli to this week of VNL for a reason. They did that to make a statement. They did that to not drop any further than 5th, where they are right now in the world rankings. Beating the number 2 team in Poland will certainly help. And they have a lot to prove, and Coach DeGiorgi wants to understand what he has in his program when you put the pieces alongside Simone Giannelli. That's the really important point, I think, for Italy this week, is because Giannelli's your guy, obviously. He's only 25, and he's already been there for over 100 international matches. But the young guys that you have, if they're going to contribute for you eventually in huge tournaments, it will be with Simone Giannelli alongside them. This is a great trial ground for that, and Italy just got a big and very positive data point against a Polish team who just wasn't quite as good as they were against Argentina.
No, Poland was much like Germany earlier today. They kind of came back down to earth after a dominant Game 1 performance, but Italy just really upped things up. The level of Yuri Romano was much higher. The level of Bottolo, as we said earlier. Yeah, Romano's 16 for 30, 5 errors, which is a little bit more, but still.
It's like 35% efficiency.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So Italy, much better efficiency. They were much better passing tonight too. They passed. They were putting Giannelli in good positions, and they were able to run the offense from there.
Especially after that first set that they lost. It was actually pretty similar to the Argentina game, I thought, where after Germany beat Argentina in the first, Argentina took control of the pace of the game, and they established how that game was going to be played, and they controlled that. I think Italy did very much the same thing. Yeah,
and then on the flip side, it seemed like Poland was having a hard time getting any momentum going. Especially after that first set where they just kind of dominated. But even they were doing pretty well in the third too. It really looked like Poland was going to be going up 2-1 in the third, and then Italy kind of fought back a little bit.
It was, I think, 16-12 Poland in the third, and Italy made a very nice comeback. Now, Everett, you've watched a lot of volleyball before. What can halt momentum faster than anything else in the game.
Oh, missed serves.
How many did Tomáš Fornal have by himself?
He had 8 missed serves out of 11 total aces. He went 3 for 11 just putting serves in with no aces. And when, let's use a haiku term, when you got your ace out there not getting aces, that's going to be an issue.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That was a straight up bad serving performance from Tomáš Fornal, a player who I really hold in high international regard. He could not figure it out.
And that transition to the rest of Poland's game too. You had five attacking errors from Butrin, 4 from Fornal, 4 from Shimura. You've got 13 total errors from your outside group combined.
And these serving numbers for Poland: 4 aces, 23 errors.
23 errors, that's
it's almost a full set's worth of points
out
of the 4.
Looking at Italy, they're not much better. 5 for 22. It was a bit of an ugly game in that respect.
A lot of service errors.
But overall, at the end of the day, I think Poland just didn't have it tonight.
No, they didn't. And it was funny doing the broadcast just now with Claire Hanna. We got the microphone in on Grbić during the timeouts. He's not going to be able to sleep tonight with those service errors. He changed service strategy at least twice in the middle of the match. He went from, all right, this is ridiculous, put the ball in the freaking court for once. And then when that wasn't really working and they were still missing float serves, he's like, all right, screw that. Just go out and rip and see what happens. None of that was successful for Poland. And then the area where they really destroyed Argentina the other day was transition. And they didn't really have that today quite the same way either. Italy's block and defense really improved.
Yeah, it did, but then also too, Italy's offense, they were just so efficient tonight.
Yeah.
Right? There's not many continues out there. So they were either being terminal for themselves or they were being terminal on the other side.
Yeah, 50% kill percentage for Italy as a team.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once you you're probably only getting 20-25% of those plays are going to be continues. And then once it did get into those transitions, it just seemed like they were just a little bit out of touch with each other.
Yeah, there was a lot of that actually on both sides. Jan Firle for Poland didn't set quite as good of a game this time, but Gianelli did.
Gianelli came to play today.
And I asked Gianelli right after the match at the end of the broadcast, how do you get the most out of these young guys on your roster, because you are the guy who's been there before? He said, well, he knows that he hasn't even played with a lot of these guys that much. They all play in the Italian Super League, but none of them play together. Gianelli's only teammate here was Piccinelli, who's their backup libero for Perugia this year. He's learning a lot on the fly as well, but that's his responsibility, to take what he has around him and get the most out of them. And I thought he did a really good job of that. There were moments there was one hitting error that Mattia Botola made, one of his very few, that I didn't think was particularly good. It was a bad high hands attempt that missed by a lot. And right after that, Gianelli went to him twice quickly in system. That sort of thing of sensing what your hitters need is what Gianelli really brings to this team right now.
Yeah, I found the same. He did the same thing too with Romano.
Exactly.
Putting the ball in a good spot for him to swing away and giving him good looks, not just kind of chucking the ball up for him like we saw a little bit last night, and giving him a good set so that he was more eligible to score than just an out of system situation.
Yeah, totally agreed. And interesting substitution choice for Italy. They swapped in both different middles.
Yeah, that was an interesting choice, but it ended up working out for them.
It did. So Gianluca Galassi and Lorenzo Cortesio started, and then they brought in Leandro Mosca and Marco Vitelli, just kind of randomly. And if there's one thing middles can change, it's a slightly different look. You can maybe get another, just a different philosophy of how that player processes the blocking game, but more importantly, it's a change in energy. That's one thing that middles can do that's not quite as tactical, is just kind of change the vibe. And Mosca came in and made a couple really good plays.
I did notice too, Vitelli, he was very active in between points. He was dapping guys up. He was talking to guys. He was very talky, and I think he's a little bit older than some of these other guys.
He's 26.
So I think he brings a little bit more of a veteran presence in on that one. And I do think that Galassi's maybe he seems a little bit emotional sometimes. And maybe he gets, a little bit emotionally invested. I'm speaking from experience. I did that myself. And that seemed like Vitelli just came in and brought in a calm, cooling presence for the rest of the squad.
Yeah, I like the way that Italy handled that match just now.
Yeah.
And it was huge for, now we have so many 1-1 teams. Argentina's 1-1, Germany's 1-1, Serbia's 1-1.
Yeah.
Italy and Poland both 1-1.
France is the only
France is
team
the only 2-0 team here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really, really competitive all the way around. So right now, there's a match going on in Brazil that is, let's see, Brazil leads Slovenia 2-1, and they're up big in the fourth. So
yeah,
it's looking like
22-15.
that one done.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like you guys 3-0'd 25-12, 25-18, 25-16 USA over the Netherlands. So I think I know what we're going to go do now. We're going to go watch some highlights from that.
What is going on with my American team? Where did they learn how to play volleyball like this? This is awesome.
I think Josh Tuaniga's a little underrated.
Well, I think he is too. I think Aaron Russell is the man. I also think that the Netherlands is not very good at all.
No, I think you're absolutely right on that one. Let's just
do some like on the fly stats. We'll talk about Serbia versus France in just a second.
14 for Russell, 14 for Ensing.
9 for Jeschke, 5 for Smith
Jay
and Jendrick.
Jay Kane's got 3 points.
Gross.
Shaw we got 2. Tuaniga got 2.
It must have been like a 6-2
Even
thing.
Tyler Mitchum got in there.
Got a kill. Wow, interesting. Yeah, so we'll go watch the highlights of some of the Brazilian games later. But anything else on Poland versus Italy before we move on?
No, I think that's it. Honestly, a little surprised. I think we're all a little surprised based off of the sample size we saw from both those teams last night. But hey, that's what the Volleyball Nations League is for, right? This is why we play the matches, and Italy's proving that they got the same amount of depth as anyone else out here.
Speaking of teams with depth, both of the teams that we saw in the middle match today, Serbia and France, both featuring a surprising amount of depth.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Serbia, we saw a completely different looking team than the one that beat Bulgaria. Different setter, Vuk Todorovic. Different opposite, who's our new just favorite player to watch.
Meljanac is
Nikola Meljanac. His Instagram is something like
Mad Mex.
Mad Mex. He commented 3 gorilla emojis on Everett's TikTok video of him serving earlier.
This dude is a man.
He is a man. He looks like Jason Momoa. He looks like Aquaman, but he's only 23
100%.
years old. He might be the most muscular volleyball player I have ever seen, and he's just a treat to watch. So Serbia put him out there. They put Pavle Peric out there, who's a new outside hitter that I was really impressed by.
22 points for Peric, 20 points for Meljanac. The two of them, I mean, we talked about, we were very low on this Serbian team on Monday.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't know any of the guys, but we did talk about how they have such good volleyball culture and they've got such good volleyball history. And this is what we're seeing it right now with Peric and Meljanac coming out and just both giving unreal performances.
Yeah, that was very impressive. And they took that first set from France against a French lineup that was almost perfect. You want to get a parking pass from Bianca really quick?
Yeah.
Hey, Bianca.
Can we steal a parking pass from you real quick? Can we steal a parking pass for you? Is that too much of a...
Yay, you're a hero. In the middle of a show, our Lord and Savior, Bianca,
Bianca,
the
come
MC.
say hi.
Yeah, can you get on the camera,
Come say hi
Bianca?
to the people.
Yay.
Ah, yes.
Yes, you're the best.
Muchas
Come in between
gracias.
us here.
Hi,
Hey,
Everyone, this is Bianca.
Nice to meet
If
you
you've had the pleasure of coming here to TD Place, you've heard her on the mic. If you've listened to some of my videos, you've heard her on the mic as well, too.
Yeah.
Bianca, how's your week been going?
It's been fantastic. Yeah, lots of great volleyball happening, and the crowd is picking up. Like, it's going to be rock solid this weekend.
tomorrow's going to be sick.
So sick. I mean, France and Canada and Gatineau was great. It was kind of the warm-up lead. They didn't even go into the 5th set, and now tomorrow we're going to see kind of what happens in the end. So I'm pumped. The crowd is driving up.
How tired are you? Because usually VNL is 3 days, 6 matches. We're into day 3. We've done 7 matches, and we've got 9 more to go.
Literally not even at the halfway point. I was calculating that today, and I was like, after tomorrow's first match, I'm halfway done, which is crazy. But no, you know what? I've realized just my personality is like feeding off the crowd. So I could be so tired, but if the energy in the building is good, like my energy level goes up. So I don't really crash until everyone kind of leaves, like right now, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm tired.
How about that kids game today, the first match of the morning with so many high school, middle school kids coming in? That crowd was awesome.
Oh, it was so great. And this building is used to having like school day games, so it was like a challenge operationally getting people in, but we knew that the crowd was going to be awesome. They want to be involved and they love cheering, and like they didn't really know Team Argentina or.
They knew by the end of it for sure.
They totally do. They picked a side, and that's what we were hoping for. Is like half the building would be whoever was sitting behind Argentina would hopefully be cheering for Argentina by the end of it, and the other half Germany, and that's literally exactly what happened. Plus, like Crick is pretty popular on TikTok, and
4.8 million followers. It's insane.
The kids recognized him right away, and when I announced his name, like they exploded. It was just like super cool. So it was nice to know that we were I expect that, and I was like, oh, everyone recognizes him from TikTok. So that was a nice pointer you gave me. But
Got you.
like the kids totally loved it. I think they like just being out of school too, and like
100%.
and a lot of them were volleyball kids who were like high school teams that came and brought their students. So like the high school kids were loving it.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of like from what I was talking to some teachers and stuff like that. They brought in their high school athletes or their volleyball athletes, which I think is great. Is there another kids game tomorrow? Is there another school game tomorrow?
There is not. However, schools kind of picked up that we were doing this, and some are bringing their kids. So there are just random schools, some that are from out of town that like stayed in hotels and are coming tomorrow. So
yo, look at that.
Yeah, like it's picking up. So I think like just if it continues to like VNL continues to happen here, like schools are aware of it, and like this is the best volleyball in the world right here in the city, and like the sport is growing just in the city alone. So I think like what a fantastic crowd we're gonna keep getting, and like the support for the sport here is just like it's taking off, which is huge, and I think it's because of like VNL being here and
100%.
Absolutely, and I think a huge shout out needs to go to you and the OSEG team for what you guys do here and how you put on this. Hands down, I've done events across this country, and TD Place is hands down the best venue for volleyball in this country.
We're starting to recognize that there is a lot of potential in this venue. Like even just the capacity of the building is perfect. We can create that intimate setting and not make it feel like whether the fans are like, whether there's a lot or whether there's a few, like it does feel like everyone's kind of involved, and like the staff here are so great. I actually worked in the building for like 7 years before starting my journey as becoming an announcer and a freelancer, but the staff here are great, and their goal is to just provide a great show and a great experience for people walking in. Like that's literally the culture here, is just being super flexible and just making stuff happen, and literally just making sure the people that walk in this building are going to experience like one hell of a time. So it's awesome.
We love you guys. We love that you've let us kind of have free reign of the place and make all these all these videos.
Is great. No, it's awesome. I'm glad people make use of it, and like this is so cool. Like what a sick background you guys have for this show.
Not bad, eh?
It's not bad at all, eh?
These two are great, and like it's thanks to people like you that the sport is growing. So shout out.
It's thanks to people like you.
So it's thanks to all of us. See,
all of us together.
Yay.
All right,
go
Bianca,
get some sleep.
You go get some
Thank
sleep.
you,
We'll see you in the morning.
Thanks. Keep
All right.
it up, guys. Thanks.
All right. Big shout out to.
Bye, Al. See you, man. That was so great. Back to volley, eh?
Yeah.
We still got to talk a little France Serbia. We got the parking pass, so we can get out of here when we're done with this. So new look Serbia, different look Serbia. They came out, they played great in the first set. France was, like you predicted, Evan, you get a lot of credit for this, not quite ready for the service pressure.
Serbia they're a little feral.
Dude,
in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, like they're just like they kind of remind me of just like snarling dogs. Like they're just ready to get after it.
I like
and
that.
you can kind of Malianac like really plays into that. Like just the way that team celebrates together, the way they like feed off each other. You know, I love the macho Eastern European energy that they've got.
Oh, it's so
and
good.
They just bring it. I mean, France is a quality team. Obviously, they're probably the most complete team of all the teams right now in the VNL, and so they could handle that pressure. But it was a lot to take at first, and
at first it was, and yeah, Serbia drew first blood. So like this Pavle Peric character at the outside,
dude,
his
he's
stats
unreal.
19 for 36, only 3 errors. That's definitely above 40% efficiency, and he was great from the service line. 3 aces, 2 blocks. Like I didn't know anything about this kid either. And like the outside hitter the other day, we were impressed by Kujundžić, dressed as a second libero. Like, Serbia's got options. Man.
I talked to their group manager, like their team host, and basically, they were playing playoffs like 2 weeks ago, so they were just resting him today.
Mm-hmm.
They were just resting him in Petkovic today and giving other guys a chance. But man, like. At the beginning of this week, it started with us, really being down on Serbia and being
Serbia
like,
go 0-4.
Who do we have? And now it's us praising them in their depth.
That's why this tournament's so fun. But France did win the match. They got it done in 4. They figured things out. Stéphane Boyer led them in scoring, so they gave Jean Patry a break. He was pretty good. 18 for 45 isn't as high of a kill percentage, maybe. Not that many errors, though, which is a good sign for him. Plus 4 stuff blocks and 2 aces. He had one huge one on Meljanec.
It's already on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
It's already on Instagram and TikTok. You guys better go check that out.
Let's just say Meljanec did not comment gorilla emojis on that one.
I think my comment on TikTok is you got to hit hard to get blocked hard, and
Fact.
he got blocked hard. It was almost as big as Piersashenko's block from the other night against Germany, which was also massive.
We're going to have quite the highlight reel by the end of the week. There's some guy by the name of Irvin Ingapet who I hadn't heard of before this tournament, but he seems to be pretty okay. 11 for 28 plus a block and 3 aces.
Yeah, he was an all right day for Ingapeth. I mean, not fantastic numbers out there.
His offense wasn't quite
39% attacking and probably going to be underneath 30% efficiency.
Yeah.
But he just, man, watching him is so magical.
Oh, it's so much fun.
He's just so good. Real quick, going back to Peric, played at Olympiacos this year. Before that was playing for Novi Sad. Came through. Looks like he came through their system too, playing for their second team.
And he's a 1998, so he's about 23, 24.
Yeah, 24.
Dude, great sign. Yeah, he could be a great prospect. It's fun to see players. And the VNL is always the perfect stage for this, where we get introduced to players who we don't know who they are, and they make some names for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a little early for this. We're going to see how they both Peric and Meljanec, progress throughout the VNL. But if they continue progressing this way, I would fully expect them to see them playing in Poland or Italy in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I agree. And Meljanec is going to Korea, which is the perfect league for him to just
rack up points.
Really just go rack up points, be super duper physical. I mean, go follow the guy's Instagram, find Everett's TikTok or find Everett's Instagram reel at Volleyball Source, and you'll see the guy we're talking about. He sticks out.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Put it that way.
He's an absolute monster.
So France undefeated, and they'll be in action tomorrow against a certain Maple Volleys team that is hungry for a win. We better. Oh yeah, we'll preview this more tomorrow, but that match is going to be really interesting.
What's the first match tomorrow?
Serbia versus Argentina first at 11 a.m. local. Then we got a pretty nice break, kind of like we did today. Bulgaria versus Germany could really go either way, and then France versus Canada.
Okay, all right. That's a little. I think that second match will be that'll be maybe a nap time for me.
Yeah,
it's starting to. The week is starting to catch up with me here, Rob. But yeah, I'm super stoked. It's been a little weird for me. I'll fully admit it's been a little weird for me going to a VNL event and not having Canada play for 2 days in a row.
That is weird.
Right, because I'm used to going to World League. Norseca's is a little bit different, but even then they're usually playing. But just not having Canada to play for 2, it's weird. It's weird for me. So universe is going to be right for the next 3 days. My Maple Volleys are going to be playing. I'll be drinking beers. It's going to be a great time.
It is absolutely going to be a great time. So if you can get to Ottawa, do it. We've been saying it every day.
And if you can get to Ottawa and here tomorrow night, we're going out for drinks afterwards.
Yes, we are.
So
like a Volleyball Source Discord meetup. We're going to hang out with all of us for the first time. If you want to join by far the best volleyball group chat on the planet, the Volleyball Source Discord is your spot. The link is in the description on YouTube. And you can follow Volleyball Source on TikTok now. 1,000 followers. We could go live on TikTok tomorrow for the show.
Yeah, tomorrow let's try TikTok live.
It's going to be fun. My Instagram is rstclair1. We're live right now, and Everett's is at Volleyball Source. Ton of reels. You've gotten so much good slow-mo footage on your phone.
Dude,
it's gonna be crazy.
I think I've released maybe 5% of the good stuff I've shot.
Right.
It's just it takes time, and I want to shoot more. I can think of at least 5 or 6 great clips I got from this first match. Same thing for the match before that. So, yeah, I'm gonna be releasing it out, I think, for months to come.
This is the place to follow this tournament. Even the FIVB isn't putting out nearly this amount of coverage of this event. So you are in the right place for all this. And we will be live probably tomorrow after the first match. We got that break again. I think that was a good time. We did the live show on YouTube today.
Yeah. Go have lunch, couple of beers. Rip up a live show.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it was great. As we said, if you are around, come say hi. We've had so many people from the Discord and just fans of ours come up. It's
great to put
say
faces to Discord usernames,
and it's great to see the impact that we're having. So yeah, big shout out to Ethan and his dad from Halifax who came by and said hi to me.
That's incredible.
And
Shout out to Stephen Marr's parents.
Oh,
that was a great
awesome.
interaction.
Oh, I wish she would let me post that video, but she's not gonna let me. Basically, what happened is that Stephen Mar's mom is I've known Mar for years and years, as I've mentioned before, and they watched the show, and a while ago Rob talked about how TJ DeFalco packed Stephen Mar, and she got a little upset about that.
I couldn't believe it. That was so funny.
She called you out right away, and I loved it.
Both of them were waiting for me to walk by. They're like, Rob St. Clair, boy, do I have a bone to pick with you. I was like, oh my goodness, who are these people? Sweethearts. Great to meet them in person.
Lovely people. You can tell why Steve is the way he is by meeting his parents.
And Steve very well may be in action tomorrow. I'm curious to see how Canada approaches these next 3 games because they've got 3 in 3 days.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this more on the shows tomorrow, but just to kind of set the stage, Canada, after dropping that one to Germany, I think they've kind of got to get to 2-2 on the week. Do you agree?
Yeah, and so you're going to have to steal a win from either Italy or France right now.
Right. You got to beat Bulgaria.
You got to beat
Sunday.
Bulgaria, yeah. Like, if Canada starts this tournament 0-4, there's going to be
big issues.
There's going to be some issues for sure. I know it's all of a process, but still, like, that's when you start getting into that relegation territory, and then you've only got 2 more weeks to turn things around. All the teams are going to be getting better. All the teams are going to be getting more cohesive. Other guys are going to be coming back. And the reality is that we don't have many guys to come back, right? We just have Eric Lepke.
Maybe Demyanenko.
Demyanenko will probably be joining the roster as well too. But we can talk about Canada tomorrow. But
I think that's about it for the night, people.
I agree.
Thanks for tuning in. More matches all weekend long. Like Bianca was saying, we're not even halfway there in terms of matches played.
That's a little insane to think of. Yeah. I might maybe I'll bring my mattress from my Airbnb into my car tomorrow and go rest and take naps in the back of the car in the middle of the day.
I hear there's a cave in the deepest, darkest depths of TD Place Arena known as the Bat Cave. I have a feeling naps could take place in there.
We were in the Bat Cave yesterday.
I know.
Okay.
We can maybe go sleep in there.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to go find the volunteer room and go scour some boxes.
Love it.
All right, see you guys.
See you on Friday for even more spicy VNL action. Thanks for watching.
Peace.